Hello everybody, let's watercolor these fun little fireflies today, and let's catch them in a jar. So to start out, we do a base of blue, and blue is a wonderful base because most colors, like when you paint over them, they blend in really well, and it doesn't like totally change the colors you're using on top of it. But as you know, so I'm just kind of putting the whole base here, and then I kind of wanted it a little bit darker. And then sometimes if you do it when it's still wet, you can blot it out with a tissue, and then you can get your white spots. So with doing that, I cleared some little white spots for my fireflies, and then I wanted some areas, you can see I kind of blotted accidentally, so I filled them in with a little bit darker, because you do kind of want some highlights and lowlights and kind of shadowing and whatnot. But I used a bright yellow for the glow of the fireflies, so I paint those in the circles. And from looking at the picture, you're kind of like, how is this even going to turn out to be fireflies? But they do, so you got to watch till the very end. And so sometimes if you make mistakes, you can kind of quickly repair them. But with watercoloring, it is really like the watercolor just does its thing, and it's really cool. And sometimes we try to control it, but there's so much you can do, and there's not so much you can do, but it's just such a wonderful thing to watch watercoloring happen, and where the water bleeds and where it pulls the colors, it's really, really remarkable medium. Anyway, so we put the yellow down, like I said, and touch it out. Now I'm dabbing while it's still kind of wet, and I'm going to dab where I want the wings. And because it's, fireflies are in the dark, obviously, and you're not going to see them this bright because, but and I live out in the desert, and so I've seen fireflies just a couple of times in my life. I'm just so fascinated by them. So obviously I'm not real knowledgeable about them, but I know that you're not like seeing all the detail right up close. So I kind of wanted the wings as just a little faint there. And then I use a white, and I fill in where the wings, kind of just to add a little bit more color to the wings. And it's not totally noticeable, but it's going to be there. So just keep watching, because like I said, at the end, this is all going to make more sense. We're kind of doing the base, and then we are going to get to the real details. But sometimes you have to kind of dab along as you go, and just kind of make it how... Let your imagination go. Just paint. Just let it flow. Don't feel like you have to be a perfectionist at this. Just let your just let it flow. I guess that's a good way to say it. And go with the flow. Just put colors down. Make them do things. Just each of us, don't compare your art to somebody else's too. I think because they say comparison is the thief of joy, and that it really is so true. Because when we're trying to compare others, their art to ours, it just makes us unhappy, and we don't want that. So here I am adding the little bit of the red because of the head of the firefly, and I will dry it every so often, because I'm on a time here, and I do like to have things dry naturally, because I feel like sometimes it makes the watercolors go wherever they will better than if you're putting an air on it, but for the sake of time in a video, sometimes we just use a dryer. So here I'm tracing. So this is where kind of the bigger, the end magic comes. I mean, the watercolor in itself is magical, but where you're tracing. So I trace the head, I trace the body, I put the little lines on the body, and then I do the wings. And with each individual, you'll notice they're each different. And just like all of us, we're each different. We are not the same. I'm not the same artist as somebody else, and somebody else isn't the same artist as me. Just be yourself and find your own art. Find your own techniques and your own, just be yourself. I love it. I'm going to make the cute little jar there that we're going to capture these cute fireflies in, and obviously we want to let them go, but it's just so fun they're just magical little creatures. And so with the outline, it's amazing what a simple outline, with a pen does to watercoloring too. I love watercolor without outlines, but I also love it with, because sometimes the particular piece makes a difference. And so that's what it does with here. I'm filling in again, just touching up a little bit of the white of the wings, because I kind of wanted to soften the outline just a little bit. And you can use whatever colors you want. You don't have to use the same colors I am, but it's just kind of, anyway, that's what I did. And then I did little dots of yellow, because those are the little fireflies that are in the background. And then I kind of wanted to touch up a little bit of the blue, here and there. And anyhow, just kind of just be yourself, like I said, and it's really fun to take off this tape and just reveal the final photo, the final picture. And it's so neat. Watercolor, just be yourself.